and welcome back to Otter Talk. This is episode number 7. This episode will cover the past week from January the 14th to the 20th of January. We'll get this episode started with men's basketball, who come in with a record of 13-8 and 9-6 in the KCAC. A good week for the Braves, who started their second half of the season. After going on the road to end the losing streak at Sterling, the Braves went about stringing together some wins. First hosting Tabor at home, Ottawa had previously traveled to Tabor and secured a 12-point victory in the midst of a 3-game winning streak. It was a tale of two halves for the Braves, who were outshot by Tabor from the field and from three, shooting only 2 of 11 from 3 in the first half. Tabor would go into the half with a 1-point lead, but the Braves came out firing on all cylinders, going on an 11-0 run. Ottawa would catch fire in the second half, shooting 60% from the field and 63% from 3. The lead would grow on the back of a career performance from Joe Johnson III, who had 27 second-half points. Johnson lit up the Blue Jays, practically not missing only 3 shots the entire half. Johnson finished with a career-high 36 points, but was accompanied by 3 Braves, who finished in double digits. The Braves came away with an emphatic 23-point victory for their second win in a row. To finish the week off, Ottawa would go on the road to St. Mary, who had fell victim to the Braves as well earlier in the season, losing by 27 in late November. With the big win against Tabor, Ottawa had loads of momentum and controlled the game from the start, taking the lead in the 17:44 mark in the first half and not relinquishing it for the rest of the game. The lead grew to double digits before the halfway point of the first half, behind a collective great shooting night from the Ottawa Braves. Ottawa shot just a tick over 60% and coupled that with 50% from 3. It's tough to lose a lot of games when you shoot like the Braves did the last couple of games. They would push the lead to as much as 31 late in the second half and would coast to a 100-72 victory. 4 Braves once again finished in double digits, with Joe Johnson III leading the way once again with 27 points. With the win on the road Wednesday, Ottawa will come home for an important KCAC matchup this Saturday. Kansas Wesleyan will come to town as the two teams battle for 5th place in the standings, both with a 9-6 record. Ottawa will also travel on the road to Avila on the 24th and will host the Swedes of Bethany on the 27th. Women's basketball started their second half of the season as they sit 2 games behind McPherson for 8th place in the KCAC standings. The Braves would host Tabor on Saturday for Alumni Night and look to grab a win at home after losing to Sterling earlier in the week. The game would start close with both teams going back and forth, with the game tied at the end of the first. Tabor would take a lead going into the halftime break up by 5. That's when Tabor would start to catch fire from behind the line, shooting 63% from 3 in the second half. The Braves would not be able to keep up and fell behind, dropping the game 66-48. Ottawa finished with 2 players in double digits, with Liz Vaughn leading the way with 13. With the loss, Ottawa would look to rebound on the road at St. Mary. The Braves came into the game hot, taking the lead at the halfway mark of the first quarter and holding the lead into the fourth quarter, where the Spires were able to retake the lead. The fourth quarter went back and forth, with each team trading free throws at the end, but 4 quarters was not enough to decide a winner, and to overtime we went. Overtime would see more of the same from both teams, with Ottawa taking a 5-point lead before a couple of untimely fouls allowed St. Mary to tie the game back up. The two teams would stay deadlocked, but in the third overtime period, the Braves would be able to close it out, hitting all 4 of their free throws to ice the game and secure the big-time win for the Braves. Ottawa put up 100 points for the first time this season with a 101-98 victory. The win brings the Braves to a 7-12 record with a 5-10 record in the KCAC. The Braves will take on Kansas Wesleyan, Avila, and Bethany this upcoming week, hosting both Kansas Wesleyan and Bethany. They will look to enact some revenge when K-Dub comes to town after losing in double overtime in their last matchup. Men's volleyball coming into the season picked second in the GPAC by the NAIA. The Braves finished last season in the conference championship, losing to Jamestown. The Braves kicked their season off with a conference game right from the jump. They took on Kansas Wesleyan and came out of the gates strong, taking the first set with ease, leading the set with 11 kills. The Braves took set number 1, 25-10. The Coyotes would put up a good fight in the next 2 sets, but it wouldn't amount to anything, as the Braves led both sets in kills and hitting percentage. Ottawa finished the match with 37 kills, a attacking percentage of .342, 35 assists, 12 service aces, 20 digs, and 15 block assists. The Braves would take both sets 25-23 and 25-15, sweeping the Coyotes in their opening conference matchup. Ottawa would host Westcliff University as they would look to open up the season on back-to-back wins. Westcliff would put up a fight as The first set would go down to the wire, with the Braves cutting the lead to 4 before Westcliff took the set 25-20. The Braves took a 15-14 lead and wouldn't give it back in the second set. Behind 10 kills, Ottawa would come to win the second set 25-19. The two would split sets 3 and 4, with both teams winning their respective sets 25-22. Ottawa would lead the set in kills and come away with a set win and force a fifth and final set. The Braves were not going to get the win easy, as Westcliff in the fifth set was there to match them every step of the way. Ottawa led the set in kills 11-7 as they fought their way to the win, coming out on top 15-13. With the win against Westcliff in 5 sets, the Braves secured back-to-back wins to start the season 2-0. They will be back on the court against Morningside on the 25th for another conference matchup. Women's bowling took the trip up north this weekend to Chicago for the Kegel Midwest Classic. The Braves would finish 20th out of 57 teams. They were able to finish with 2 bowlers in the top 100 and 1 in the top 50. Ottawa will travel to Hastings for the Bronco Open next Saturday on the 29th. Men's bowling put up a good showing this weekend at the Kegel Midwest Classic, almost cracking the top 10 of the tournament, finishing 11th out of 68 teams. The Braves were able to finish with 3 bowlers in the top 100 and 2 in the top 40. The men's bowling team will look forward to the Bronco Open on the 29th for their next competition. And that will wrap up episode number 7 of Otter Talk. A good week for Ottawa sports, seeing multiple teams collect solid wins and a couple stringing together some winning streaks. With some games coming this upcoming week, we look forward to seeing you pack the field house. For everyone behind the camera, thank you for tuning in. I'm Blake Griffin, signing off.
And it goes a little something like